Hi, I'm standing out on my patio on this spring, beautiful night in Southern California, and I'd like to speak to those 17, 18, and 19-year-olds of our nation, specifically those who were traumatized recently because your candidate wasn't elected and you went back to school, you asked for some time off and for a safe space. I'm not going to tell you what I was doing when I was your age because that always bored me and I know it would bore you. But I'd like to tell you what your great grandfathers and your grandfathers were doing when they were your age. I'll tell you where they were. They were in places like Macon Island, Iwo Jima, Guadalcanal, Anzio, Battle of the Bulge, Battle of Midway, the invasion of Normandy, places that I'm sure you've never heard of because your schools don't teach you about those places and they don't teach you what your grandfathers and your great grandfathers were learning at that time, that freedom isn't free. So they were in mortal combat because there were two dictators on this planet at that time that wanted to put Americans in concentration camps. And what they were experiencing when they were your age was seeing their buddies get their arms blown off, their legs blown off, yes, even their heads blown off. And sometimes they held their buddy's head in their arms when their buddies breathed the very last breath. And never once did they ask for a safe space. They kept us from being in concentration camps. And by the way, there are no safe spaces in concentration camps. So I'd like to ask you a favor. Would you go find those World War II veterans because they're dying at 1,100 a day. And soon they won't be with us much longer. Thank them when you find them. Thank them for their fighting for us so that we could live in a country that would give us a chance, if we're traumatized, to even dare ask for such a thing as a safe space. And one other thing I'd like to say to you, you live in a safe space. It's called America. Thank you, all you World War II veterans.